this is going to be Wednesday's video, but I'm filming it on Saturday because I don't know when I'll be able to film next because it's Easter tomorrow. Anyway, I have very loud people outside that I have asked to be quiet and they aren't. So we're going to start filming anyway and see what happens. Today's video is going to be a 3-cheese vegan ziti. Ziti? I don't know. I mean, noodles with cheese and stuff. And it's going to be my homemade mozzarella, homemade Parmesan, and it's going to be a store-bought cheese that we're going to be sprinkling on top that we're going to cut into strips. Now, first we're going to make the homemade Parmesan, then we're going to make the mozzarella, and then I'm just going to top it with store-bought cheese and melt it. Or melt the store-bought cheese in it. Haven't figured it out yet. But we are going to boil our pasta, and I'm going to have to make the cheese on my stove because my nonstick pan doesn't work on my hot plate. So, let's get to it. Alright. To start our recipe, we've got our blender cups, our pot. Pull this back so you can see all the things I have out. Alright. Got a lovely candle lit, but you probably can't see it. We're going to put some water to boil because we need to soften our cashews. I did not soak mine overnight because I literally thought about making the ziti while I was at the store this morning. And I need something to take with me that I can reheat for Easter dinner tomorrow because they aren't making food that I can have. And the only thing they let me be in charge of was rice. So, we shall see. Alright, that's going to boil. While that's doing its thing, we're going to make our Parmesan. Our Parmesan, our homemade vegan Parmesan, is going to be a ½ cup of salted roasted cashews. I've got a 1 cup measurement here. Like that. We're going to need plenty of cashews in this recipe. We're going to need a tablespoon of nutritional yeast. We're also going to need a teaspoon of garlic salt and a teaspoon of garlic powder. Now, on my blender, I've got the grating attachment that I got put on. I put that on here. Go around. A few shakes. Get it down from the side. Now we've got vegan Parmesan that we can sprinkle on top. Now, for our next recipe, we're actually going to put in our liquids first, and then we're going to put in our cashews after they're softened. If you can't hear my stove, it's boiling our water right now in my tea kettle. I've got a coffee cup that I'm going to be putting in 1 cup of the same salted roasted cashews. Like that. 1 cup in there. Then we're going to put that off to the side so we can put the boiling water in it to soften it. We're using store-brand ziti. Yeah, from Walmart, it's $1. So we're going to be making it. Got that, and we're going to start with our... We're actually going to make my sauce a little differently today, I think. Maybe not. Yeah. We're going to take... soy milk. About ½ cup. Like that. That's our boiling water for our cashews. Now you just want to barely cover your cashews with the boiling water because you don't want to add too much excess moisture to it because we're going to be keeping the water that has all the salt in it to put back into our cup to make our cheese. So now we've got our soy milk at the bottom. We're going to add in our powdered seasonings. We're not going to use nutritional yeast, but we are going to need garlic salt, garlic powder, brown rice flour, tapioca flour, and agar-agar powder. Now, to this, we're going to add our teaspoon of garlic salt, our teaspoon of garlic powder, boom, and we're going to add a tablespoon of brown rice flour. Brown rice flour is actually what helps make that sticky kind of cheese that we're looking for. To make it seem more melty and drippy and more like cheese. We're going to take a tablespoon of tapioca flour, also known as tapioca starch. Red Mill makes it, and they have it at Walmart now, I believe. It's little Red Mill bags. Ooh. We're going to take, we're going to take our agar-agar powder next, and we're going to be putting in, I think we're going to put in half a tablespoon actually, for our agar-agar powder. Half a tablespoon, boom. And that's it for our agar-agar powder. Now, we're going to let our cashews sit for about 15 minutes, 20 minutes to get them to soften. And then we're going to put them in this cup to boil. This cup, and we're going to blend it. But while we're doing that, we're actually going to start our ziti in this pot, which I have about, let's see, about a quart and a half of water. Turn my pot on. My pot's not plugged in. Okay. I'm going to put the water in there. And we're going to turn our pot on to high. And then we're going to put in our noodles. Give me just a second because this is supposed to be plugged in and it's not. So, I'll see you in just a second when my cashews are ready to put in a blender. And I'm ready to put my noodles in my pot. Alright, now that I've got my hot plate plugged in instead of my rice cooker that I'm not using at the moment, we're going to put our pasta to boil, and we're going to finish off our mozzarella cheese. We've already finished our Parmesan, and now we're going to finish our mozzarella. Alright, I've got my pan on. I've got it on high. We're going to let that boil. We're going to add in about a fourth of a brick, or eighth of a brick of tofu. Like if you cut the tofu in 4, it's going to be half of a half. So we're going to be adding that in just to give it a little more protein and to give it some more substance. I'm going to take that out. A little baggie. Cut that in half. Take the smaller piece. Plop it in our blender cup. We're going to put our smaller piece back in here. That's going to go back in the fridge. Alright. We actually forgot to add our white pepper. So we're going to do a fourth of a teaspoon or an eighth of a teaspoon of white pepper. Like that. Now, going to add our cup. We're just going to blend this up real quick to make sure it's smooth before we add our cashews. Now I'm using firm tofu. You can use the silken tofu. That might actually work better for you. You might have to blend it as much. There we go. Alright. I'm going to check our cashews to see if they are soft enough to put in our blender. I'm going to take a spoon, take a cashew. The fork can go through it, it's fine. Alright, we're going to be careful. We're going to put our cashews into our blender, let the water we poured in. Boom. That's not that hot anymore. We're going to put our lid on, and we're going to blend that until it's smooth. To grab our non-stick pan and put it on our stove, put that to medium heat and let it warm up. I'm going to pulse my cheese a few more times, and I'm going to wait for my pot to get to a rolling boil, and I'll be right back. Yeah, I'll be right back. I gotta see about the pot and the sauce. And make sure my stove actually turns on and becomes hot. So, yay. Alright, our pot is almost to a hard boil, and we're going to start on our cheese in my nonstick pan. So, I'm going to try to angle the camera to where you can see, but I doubt it's going to do anything. So, I'll see you back in a few when I've got the camera moved, and I'm ready to put my ziti in the boiling water. So, just a second. Alright, you should be able to see me. Yay, I didn't cut off my head. Awesome. We're going to take our mixture that we blended. We're going to put it in a medium to medium pan. We're going to put that in to our non-stick pan. Like so. Boom. We're going to take our rubber spatula, silicone spatula, and we're going to get that all up in our pan. And we're just going to keep stirring until it gets the consistency that we like without spilling it. Hopefully. Now, the thing with making your own homemade mozzarella and making your own homemade cheese is to use a non-stick pan and to constantly stir it. So you're just going to take this and you're just going to keep stirring it until it becomes a nice, thick, gooey cheese that you're looking for. But ours is going to be a little bit thinner than normal because we're going to use ours as a sauce. Like that. Now, if you do not use a non-stick pan, this will not work. So you need to use a non-stick pan for this recipe, or it will be a nice, horrible, sticky mess. Kind of got the consistency of cottage cheese at the moment, but as you stir it, it's going to thicken up, and it's become this really thick, kind of cheesy sauce. Now I'm going to turn my heat down. Keep stirring. There we go. Just keep stirring. You know, it's getting this all melty, nicey, gooey cheese. Alright, we're going to turn off our heat. So our pan pan is going to stay hot because I have a coil. And we're just going to stir it, stir it, stir it. Stir, 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 stir. And our pot is boiling. So I'm going to pull the camera back and show you the pot of boiling water. Yay! Hello again. This is our pot of boiling water. Dumped in all our ziti. We're going to take a slotted spoon, give it a good stir. And give it a pinch of salt, probably a wives' tale, but I do it anyway. Boom. And another quick stir. Now, I'm going to give this another stir. I'll be taking this off the heat in just a minute. Now, you're going to need a large bowl that can be microwaved or in a dish that you can be put in the oven if you want to bake it. I'm not going to be baking it. I'm just going to be microwaving it. So I'm going to get a large bowl to put my ziti in after it's drained. And I'm going to put this in it. And while that's happening, in a little while, I'm going to be cutting up our store cheese and getting our Parmesan to figure out how much I want to put in it. So we're going to be doing that in just a second. But I'm going to let this pot of noodles boil, and I'm going to get everything set up. I'm also going to push the camera back so you're back where you can actually see the whole table. So I'll see you in a few. Alright, our pasta is almost done. We're going to cut up our store-bought cheese to mix it in with our homemade cheese for our 3-cheese ziti. And I'm considering melting it, but I'm not going to do it just yet. Let's see what it does. Okay, I've got 3 strips of the chow, I think it's coconut cheese. And we're going to cut that into strips. Like super thin, little tiny strips. So we do decide to melt it, it'll be easier. Super thin, little tiny strips. Boom. And we're going to take, so we have it folded on top of each other, so we're going to just peel off. So we have our 3 separate strands with each little piece. Put those in our plate. And give our noodles a stir. Now, this is a medium-sized pot. And on the directions it said to use 4 quarts of water, and I'm only using about 1.5 or 2. So I might add a little bit of water in a few minutes. But I think our ziti is just about done, so I don't think it matters. Boom, boom. Little slices. Lovely. I'm going to go for a taste test in just a minute to see if they are cooked or not. So we do not want to overcook those. So we're going to be reheating them tomorrow. Oh, and we're also going to be making a garlic bread later. But we're going to be prepping it in order to reheat it and bake it tomorrow. It is lovely, lovely, lovely noodles. I'll lower our heat down just a smidge. Our pot's still going to be hot and it's still going to be boiling, so that's fine. Leave that out to dry. Yeah. Leave this in little strips. I'm going to put this in a microwave. I'll put this for about 30 seconds. Decided to melt them after all. Our ziti is done. We'll turn off our stove. I'm going to get my colander out. I'm going to strain it. Pick up my spoon. Now, if you're going to drain this, turn it away from you. Alright. Put that back on our stove. Get our few little stragglers out the bottom. Put in our white bowl. Alright, I'm going to take my big glass white bowl I just borrowed from my mom. Make sure our ziti is dried off. Alright, and we're going to put that in our bowl. We're going to take our cheese sauce. Put that on top. Like so. Like that. Oh, it's probably still hot, so we can put that over here. Oh, this was okay. Do that. Take that and we'll mix our ziti in with that. Now, if it comes out a little too thick, you can add a little bit of soy milk or plant-based milk to thin it out. I might juice. Let me grab it. Grab our soy milk. Grab our cheese out of the microwave, which has melted lovely. Put that in. Like that. And it's all stringy and gooey too. Woo-woo. We're going to take our Parmesan. I think we're going to do about at least 2 tablespoons of Parmesan, and we might take it to top it later. And this is a 4th cup measurement. I'm not going to use all of it. So, about a tablespoon. Let's sprinkle that on top. And we're going to stir. Gonna mix everything in our big bowl. Now, I doubt you want to watch me mixing wet cheese in noodles for 5 minutes. So after I get this stirred up, I'm going to show you. We're going to have a taste test. I'm going to take a picture for Instagram, and then our video will be over. So I'll see you in a few minutes. All right. We've got our ziti done here. I've topped it with some Parmesan. Don't know if you can see that. Boom. See if I can. Look at it. Look at all the cheesy goodness. We're going to have a taste test, and now you can see me. We're going to have a taste test, and then we're going to be done. So, yeah, let's do this. Now, I did thin it down just a tad bit. I use a fork. So I could mix it together properly. So we've got this, and we're going to taste it. So much cheese. Oh my god, it's delicious. Oh my god. Beautiful. Thank you for watching. Oh wait, I was gonna make garlic bread, but I'm not gonna be actually baking it. I'm just gonna be prepping it for tomorrow. I'm just gonna take 99-cent French loaf from Walmart that's got no eggs in it, cut it in half, and put Smart Balance and garlic, some crushed garlic on it, and that's it. So you don't need to see that. Anyway, thank you for watching. This has been 3 cheese ziti. And I post every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Don't forget to subscribe. Hit the bell notifications so you get notified every time I post. And my social medias are Sweet G Amber. If you need some help, it's right there. I wore the t-shirt today because I'm lazy and I wanted promo. So, I'll see you next time. Right now, I'm going to go eat this, and then I'm going to put the rest in the icebox at my mom's house so I can eat it tomorrow. It's so good. Anyway, I'll see you next time. Bye!